Get out of your head. No, I'm serious. Actually, get out of your head. There are so many things you could accomplish, but your mind tells you otherwise. Your mind gives you some excuse. Your mind makes you worry. Your mind always seems to insert something before the action of doing. I'm telling you right now, get out of your head and go do whatever it is that you want it to do. It's that easy. That's the way that we have to bypass whatever our minds tell us. And then once we get used to bypassing what our minds tell us, we have to retrain our mind to let us do exactly what we want to do. It isn't an overnight process, but through time and through effort, you can get out of your own head. For an entire time in all of our lives, we can be worried for something. We can want to do some action. We can want to go for a dream. We can want to try and maybe ask for a raise at work. More often than not, the first one that might make us think otherwise is the mind, and it's our head. I said mind. I think I'll just try to call it our head for the rest of this talk. The rationalities come into play. The what ifs enter the field. What if this goes wrong? What if this doesn't work out? What if this makes me look stupid? It makes me look dumb. What if it... Whatever. Whatever to the what ifs, please. What if it works out? What if whatever it is that you want to do works out and then some? What if you exceed your wildest imagination just because you had the courage to do whatever it is that you want to do? See, we have to train our mind to think more like that and not more with what ifs. It can be hard to do that. I'll be honest. It is much easier said than done. But more often than not, the only way that we get better at whatever it is that we want to do is by the action of doing whatever it is that we want to do. At the end of the day, it's repetitions. Let's say you want to be the best basketball player in the world. I hope you're waking up every morning and getting your shots up. Let's say you want to be the best singer in the world. I hope that you're taking voice lessons. I'm hoping you're learning that your voice is an instrument. And I hope that you are doing all you can, whether it be in plays, whether it be in studios, whether it be doing it at events for charity, that you are putting yourself out there and actually going after whatever it is that you want to go after. The mind at times doesn't let us do that. Something comes up. Another thing on our to-do list takes priority. Or it could be, we have so many marks to check off on our to-do list that our mind tries to rationalize to us that it might not be worth it to get to everything that we want to get to on this day, or on whatever day it is that you are trying to accomplish what you want to accomplish. The antidote is by doing. Doing in spite of that voice. Doing in spite of however many people tell you no, or however often your mind tells you no. As long as you internally and externally say yes, and you get it done, that's a win for you. The wins in life at times can be hard to come by. Everything could be kicking you down in life one day. Then one day it all turns on you and everything is a part of your best life. A way to actually get to that is by getting out of your head. It's by doing whatever it is that you want to do. You want to get into shape. Well, try doing some workouts at home. YouTube is an endless gold mine, I'd say. I'm not saying it's fully a gold mine. There are other creators, and there are some people that aren't exactly authentic with whatever it is that they're putting out there. But you can be one search away from starting. And how about we scratch that? How about you already know what you want to do? Take that step of searching out of the way, because at times, if you search something, we can get so many options, especially if it's a simple workout video. And then I believe it's called decision fatigue sets in. That's not what this video is about, and that's not what we're talking about today. Maybe you already know what you want to do. Maybe you've conversed with your friends and they've given you the plan. They've given you what you need to do. It's on you to do it. The act of getting out of your head, the act of doing whatever it is that you want to do, is on you at the end of the day. Everyone can tell you to do something, but if you don't do it, you don't do it. You are the sole responsibility to getting to wherever you want to be in life. I'm not saying that's the case for everything. You, at times, are at the whim of someone else making the decision. There are outside factors that can impact, whether it be in a helpful or a harmful way, your journey. At the end of the day, it's on you to do whatever it is that you need to do. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's on you to take the steps needed to get from where you are to where you want to be. And once you get where you want to be, it can be a matter of staying where you want to be or going another level up. Shooting even further for the stars, because that success is there. And honestly, the act of doing it first can be tough. That's why a lot of people stay in their heads. That's why a lot of people, at times, don't do what they want to do to start. Other factors impact their mind. Their mind impacts their decision making. And they hold off on it. That's why tomorrow is said so frequently. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month, next year, next decade, next... I'm not going to live a century. Should have just done it that day. The thing is with a lot of these tasks as well, especially if you have a to-do list, if it's as simple as sending a message, writing an email, you can do that in probably less than 5 minutes. Your mind might tell you you have other things to worry about. Your mind might be scared as to what will happen after you send off that email, but the actual process of writing whatever it is that you need to write in order to send it off takes seconds nowadays. We all have phones. We all have laptops. We all have computers. We are a few clicks of the keyboard away to sending whatever it is we want to send. Albeit you might have to proofread it once, twice. In my case, I'm a little antsy. It might be a third time. The actual process doesn't take that long. More often than not, when you get to do this, maybe you have been wanting to send a message to someone for some time. And stuff keeps coming up because stuff seems to always come up. And you don't do it one day. You don't do it the next day. Eventually you get to it, maybe a few weeks later than you intended to. More often than not, after you do that, you probably feel not the best about yourself. You probably feel, man, I could have done that. Like, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 months, however long has passed between when you needed and should have sent that message or done that task compared to when you actually did it. And when the mind goes against you, you should note it, and you should train yourself to look past it and reframe everything about when those situations come up. Reframe how you think of opportunities. I've been working out the last few weeks. At times, I really don't want to keep going. At times, I want to stop. I want to keep breathing. I do burpees now at the minimum once a week, and every time I do them, as fun as it is, when I get through the first 20 or so, my first instinct is, please stop, no more. One thing I've been doing to reframe this thinking is whenever I don't want to say beat up, but physically and mentally, because a lot of it is mental. Physical, the act of physically doing whatever it is you want to do, is pretty simple. It's all mental. Especially when you're working out and you need to go for another round, or you need another set, or you need to do another 2 reps or so. It can be hard to keep going. The way I've tried to reframe working out when times get this tough is that I feel alive right now. I feel alive to be doing whatever it is that I'm doing, and in the process, wearing down my body, which will be sore maybe the next day, the next 2, the next 3, but I'll come back stronger. That's what you need to do with whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is you want to do, but your mind is holding you back from. You need to find your reasonings to keep going. You need to find your, this makes me feel alive. And very well, that could be your go-to motive for anything. For texting someone, for staying in touch, for any action where your heart rate gets up and you're speeding through your mind and you're hoping everything goes to plan. Because when you do that, you are feeling alive right now. We can take breaths for granted. We can take how, when we're talking consistently, our hearts are beating and oxygen is flowing through our lungs, and how we are able to continue talking. Especially at times like this where I feel like I talk for forever, even though I know I have the timer on the camera. I know how long I'm talking for. We take that for granted. But we feel alive doing it. And the thing about feeling alive is there are times where, when it is after that main peak, after that main hit, after that main, oh my God, something happened to me that I didn't expect to happen, there won't always be that continued feeling. There are times, I've talked about quite a few of them, where the aftermath hasn't worked out. The aftermath is maybe I didn't look good. I might have stepped a line. I might have stepped over 2 or 3. In that moment, I felt alive. And there are times when you feel so alive to do something, and then you do it, and then it doesn't work. There are times, and this is another thing, when your mind is working, when you really want something. One day, I want to talk about the entirety of detachment theory as I try to still manage and navigate that world. But there are times where you overthink it so meticulously before actually doing it that you just know that you might have missed out. I had a job application recently. I really wanted the position, and I overthought it, and I proofread it 7, 8, 9 times, and then I sent it about an hour later because I was so stressed over it, and I felt so alive over it, to the point where I told my mom, who was there when I was doing this, I don't think I'm going to get this. I thought about it so hard, to the point where I probably thought about it so hard. I thought about it too hard. The key isn't to think about what you want so hard. The key is to do what you want, as hard as that can be. As hard as you have to push yourself. As hard as you have to keep going. And as hard as you might want whatever it is that you want. Don't let your mind be the one that stops you from achieving whatever it is in this life that you want to achieve. Go and get out of your head. Do whatever it is that you want to do and whatever it is that you need to do. See the results of that action. And then get back in the lab and keep doing those actions to get to where you want. Bonus content. Shout out Wichita. Chili buns. Yeah. Sorry, that was cringy. Might have been a little cringy. Baseball is in full swing for me this coming week. I am excited. At times I felt a little overwhelmed. Maybe that's why this isn't as long as some of my other videos have been. But I feel alive doing this. I hope wherever you are, that you feel alive right now. That you feel alive to be at the job you're working, and maybe you're on a lunch break watching this. At the beach where you're at, soaking in all the sun and going out in the water, maybe catching some waves. Or even in the comfort of your own home. I hope you feel alive, and I hope you know now that you have what it takes to get out of your head. Bye now.